Hi, this is Aniella, Annie if you're nasty, and you're watching my art vlogs. Dun, 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 dun. Girl, I'm kind of going crazy because this week I have to go down to Miami. I'm currently working on a project that I've been working on for like all month. I feel like over a month because I've been trying to collect plastic bags and crochet them for like ever, and a situation. That other project that I'm working on, I'm trying to create a piece out of like secondhand materials. So, used plastic bags and fabric I found at Goodwill that it's probably gonna go into a landfill if nobody buys it. So I'm repurposing it. So yeah, that's that one. But in my adventure to Goodwill, um, every time I go, I try to look for like really cute, interesting like frames. Um, Simply because like this year I picked up on painting on the frames. So like I kept seeing videos, I think last year or something, about people like buying like picture frames at the dollar store and then painting what you call this, like anime characters on them, like on the opposite side, so when you flip it over you see them through the glass. I saw that, and my friend had sent me that, and she was like, you know, you'd probably like do a really cool job painting on glass. I'm pretty sure she meant kind of like that, but I kind of picked it up and I started just like painting on the actual glass and then like using a sealant to seal it, but the sealant, since it's matte, it makes it like frosty. So every time people look at it, they're like, what is this painted on? I'm like, it's glass. It's just the sealant that makes it frosty. But yeah, I've been like doing that a lot this year. So I've been like alternating between canvas and glass. So in my last adventure to Goodwill, I saw this frame and I immediately knew that for this frame it was this frame was gonna be for this specific project that you guys are about to embark on. A little bit about this project. Um so back in like September, I applied to this art gallery because I wanted to submit this painting for the Hispanic Heritage Month exhibition they were gonna have. But then they ended up like canceling it. Don't know why. But I already had like paid the submission fee and stuff. So they had sent me an email saying, "Oh, they were like, oh, so you guys like I'm sorry, like we decided to cancel it. Um, if you want to apply to something else, like another call to artists, just reply to this email and you won't have to pay the submission fee." And I'm like, perfect, because when I was looking at their call to artists, I saw a persona. That's the name of the exhibition, persona, personal portrait. So I was like, I don't really paint myself. Like, yeah, all my little paintings and stuff, I do use my own face and hands as reference for like expressions and stuff or like poses, but they're not really me. They're me, but they're not really me. I was like, ugh. I was gonna try to submit this one painting um as my portrait because it's not technically, it is my self portrait. This painting is supposed to be me now holding like little me. I used like photos, like some photos of me when I was younger to get like my face right, and then a photo of my wonderful face to do um the painting, as well as like copy my tattoos. So yeah, this one is supposed to be like a self portrait, but I wanted to do something like that I felt was more me, like one intentionally me. Where like this painting originally started out where it was supposed to be like my grandma holding me, but then it just resulted in me holding my younger self. So for like this art gallery, I wanted to do something that was like I feel was more me. Like something that I'm like, okay, me. I think of myself and this is what I think of. I started sketching in my on my iPad like more or less what I wanted to do, and then I eventually came up with like the exact like design I wanted. Um I originally wanted to add more things to it, but I had to stop myself before I did way too much cuz I didn't know how much space I was going to take up on the actual frame. So, yeah, this painting is inspired by like not really inspired, but it's kind of like my own personal take of Frida Kahlo's The Deer. Um so whenever make a paint, I do a painting for a specific gallery. I try to make it so I can use it in other galleries too. And I saw that there's a Frida Kahlo exhibition called to artists that's happening for I think March of next year. So I wanted to do like a hey, kill two birds with one stone type of ordeal. Plus, I feel like my artwork is already like surrealism. Like I don't really like yes, there's some things to it that's real, but like I don't I made my girls look like little aliens. Like they're not supposed to be like an actual person or like it's not supposed to be like an actual thing. Like half of them are bleeding or crying. Like like this one girl, like you're not gonna tell me you're living through those three swords, but anywho. Um yeah, I feel like my artwork is pretty surrealistic. Um and I mean, I do put a lot of like pain and emotion into my artwork as like corny and cliche as I sound, but I really do. Um yeah. So I just again so yeah, back to what I was saying because I kind of lost track of where I was going. Back to the Frida Kahlo painting. So yeah, there's like a Frida Kahlo exhibition coming for people to like submit their own like drawings of Frida Kahlo or whatnot, or just something Frida Kahlo ask. So I thought, hey, I can do a self portrait, kind of like how she did the deer. Don't know why I'm so like intrigued by this painting of hers. Like I don't know if it's because when I went to see like some of her artwork in person, like I have the that was the postcard I bought from the gift shop, but I'm just like very intrigued by this painting, and I used to stare at it like every day because I had it up on my wall when I lived with my parents. Um, and I don't know why I was just like, you know what? I'll do something similar to this, but instead of her face, it's gonna be my face. And baby, that's where the idea of this sunflower came from. Um, but yeah, I mean, sunflowers. uh, I just my favorite flower is a sunflower, and um, my boyfriend even tells me that when he sees sunflowers, he thinks of me. If he were to think of a flower for me, it'd be a sunflower. So I thought, what better way to do like a self portrait than of myself as a sunflower? And I mean, I do include flowers and stuff in my paintings. And even in the self portrait I did of like me holding like older me holding little me, you see the sunflowers in the background because sunflowers are my favorite. And they also remind me of my grandmother, even though those weren't her favorite flowers. Like I don't know. I just really like sunflowers and they do remind me of her because of um Pretty sure it's because of the bathroom decor that she had when she lived with us when she was still alive and I was little. So, like, sunflowers just hold a special place in my heart. So, I was like, you know what? Me as a sunflower. But also, I have long hair now. I'm not used to me having long hair. And usually, I never let it get this long, that, like, at the length that it is. So, I always have short hair. And I went, like, throughout my 20s, which I'm still, I'm almost out of there, but I'm there. Um, and like the last like 10 years, like I've had like a pixie cut like a majority of the time. And the last time I had a pixie cut, I did last time I had a pixie cut, I did like the whole like finger waves look, and ugh, I've just been so obsessed with it. I've been wanting to go back to it, but I cannot. I must resist the urge to chop off my hair. Anywho, so every time I think of like myself, I envision myself in my pixie cut, and that's the concept. That's like the idea of this portrait. Me as a sunflower with my little pixie cut, because it kind of goes with the sunflower look. And then um, this portrait is just like supposed to represent like myself being resilient, basically. Um, it has like I wanted to include like clippers trying to like clip me like down but not being able to, because I feel like my experience as an artist has been very like having to fight against what people tell me I mean life in general, but especially as an artist I've had to fight against what people tell me. And yeah, like it just sucks cuz sometimes people are like, "Hey, you're so good." And then you hear one person say like your artwork sucks or you're not good enough. And it's like, and then you kind of feel like it's gonna bring you down, but you realize, no, I can't let that bring me down. So yeah, I feel like those clippers are supposed to represent like negative talk, emotion, negative comments about you as a person, or in this case, me as an artist. Um, and yeah, so um, I chose. As for the colors, I wanted to like see if I can figure out how to do this self portrait with the blue, green, pink color palette, but I feel like it wouldn't accurately represent me as a person. So I chose to do this painting in a lot warmer tones. So like oranges and reds and yellows, and like I've noticed that whenever I do something that's like based out of nostalgia or like something like a personal experience, not terms of emotional, but like stuff I used to do, or like kind of like I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, like more personal experience in terms of like physicality and yeah, nostalgia based stuff. I do make my person like orange. So I guess you could say um the ones that are mostly based off of me or my experience, life experience, it's the ones that are like in orange, whereas the rest are all like more emotional based. So yeah, I realized that with this, and I was like, you know what, maybe orange is the way to go for this one. So I went ahead and just painted up my face, and I was afraid it wasn't gonna come out looking like me because I feel like I can draw accurately, but not that accurate. So, but it did come out looking like me, and I'm so happy it did because, oop, if it didn't, I would have to scratch it off and start all over again, or I'd just cry. But it did come out looking like me, and with this one, um, I've been kind of like going back and forth with my glass paintings on painting on both sides. Um, so the front is obviously like the main important piece, where the back side's just like I paint stuff on it to give it some more depth. So, um, when you look at this piece, you see that I have some petals painted on the back of the glass. So it looks like, it's not just, oh, the leaves up in the front, there's still some on the back. And I painted the clippers in the back to give it like a kind of like a sneaky feel for the comments. But obviously, like, yeah, it's like in the back of my head and like I hear it sometimes, but it's not the main point. It's not the main reason. Like, it doesn't matter that much. Yeah, it's like, behind me. Um, and I thought it was cute. I wanted to do the sunflowers, and then I kind of wanted to include bumblebees, and I did three because I have three dogs, and probably not in the video you could tell the difference in lighting and light and like how light they are. Um, but I made them like you know one that's super dark, one that's all right, and the one that's light because of my dogs. So I have three dogs, and yeah, I wanted each of them to represent like each of them. And I had sent it to my friend, and she was like, "Why are the bees attacking?" And I'm like, "They're not attacking. They're coexisting. You need like bees need the flowers um to get the honey and stuff, and then flowers need the bees to like continue growing and reproducing or whatever. But I don't need the dogs like that. I just need my dogs to live because I love them and they've helped me with a lot. So they're very important to me. They're my children. So that was the idea of this. And then when I had showed my boyfriend, he's like, are the clippers me?" And I'm like, "No. You're the sun that I'm looking at." Obviously, it's not in the portrait, but that's what it's supposed to represent, like me looking up into the till the sun. And not to put, too much like not to give my boyfriend too much credit, but he is like my son in that sense. Like I love him so much, he's my everything. So yeah. But yeah, that's it, I guess. Like I don't know what else to say. I mean, I wanted it to like um capture that, and I think it did a pretty good job at capturing like that whole like Frida Kahlo self portrait Jush. Um, and I don't know, man. This is like one of my favorite paintings that I've done, and like, of course, this is the one on my face. Not to sound vain, but I'm obsessed with this painting. Like, I love it. I have to drop it off Thursday at the art gallery because it's gonna be up for display. Starting Friday. That's when it's opening night for the exhibition. Um, and like. I low key don't want it to sell because I want to keep it forever. But hey, if it sells, it sells. But like, I'm not gonna complain. But I low key want to keep it forever. It's really cute. So yeah, that's this painting. Um, hopefully today I can work on my other project that I need to have done for Saturday, and then I will post that video next week because I feel like this is the project I've worked on the longest. Not this painting. Not my beautiful little sunflower painting. That one took me one whole day because of how long it takes for the paint to dry on the glass. But um like this project that I'm working on for this Saturday. Ugh, so long, so long. But I will push through. Yeah, I'm ready. So, um I don't know what else to say. I mean, I hope you guys like this video. I hope you guys like the painting. Let me know what else y'all want to see if you guys are even watching this. Um, but yeah. Bye, guys.